much.
I gotta look into that. So cool.
Oh, look, Lara's here.
Wow.
Lara's here.
Yeah, in spirit. She's here with us in spirit.
Our good friend Lara Sky, who we've been she's been going to be coming on our show now for, I don't know.
Years.
At least 5 years.
Yeah, at least 5 years. She will be here.
She will.
But we've got to see her for her just in case. Matter of fact, when we did the was it the Thanksgiving show?
That's right. She was supposed to bring a turkey.
That's right. She was going to come with a turkey, so we had the seat set up for her too.
Yeah. How many months ago is that? November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. 8 months.
8 months.
There you go.
Wow. Where does the year go, David?
Where does the year go?
I know.
So at any rate, so we've got
Tony.
We've got Tony with us, and already everybody in the restaurant. See everybody. Those are all like tables in the restaurant, and they're having a boring conversation. So they end up watching us because we're having a more interesting conversation.
Exactly.
That's right, David.
So you're here because of your knowledge about baseball.
That's right, David.
And we have great conversations about baseball, about Babe Ruth, about all the history of baseball.
Yeah.
Big Yankee fan.
Yeah.
I remember the Yankees. I used to be a Yankee fan. I don't follow any teams anymore.
Yeah.
But I like players. I like individual players, and I always told Tony that what I like about players are the players that I like are the ones that give something back to the community.
Yeah.
Like Dave Winfield, when he was with the Yankees, used to buy like a couple of thousand or hundreds of seats out in the left field bleachers that he'd buy the seats for every game, and he'd give them out to poor kids.
Aww.
So poor kids got a chance to actually come see a baseball game.
Wow. Very cool.
So, what is this game, Tony? What is this baseball? What is this game that we talk about? What is it?
Well, I'll tell you something, David. When the Yankees played in the World Series for many years ago, and when Reggie Jackson got up to bat, he had a turn-run homer, and he cruised 100 yards from the right field line. And when he hit a homer over that wall, it was like a turn-run shot. He killed it.
Wow.
He could win like 5 runs. And Chris Chalmers got up to bat. He had a turn-around homer too.
Chris Chambliss, first baseman. The game where he won the game, it was the bottom of the 9th inning.
Yeah,
and I don't know, 1947.
Wow.
No, it's not that far ago.
That's what I was
it was like 1976.
76.
The first year the Yankees made it to the World Series after a very long stretch of not being in the World Series for a long time.
Yeah.
And he came up against I think it was Kansas City.
Yeah.
76. I was born in 76.
It was like October. You were probably watching the game with your dad.
Probably.
Yeah. He probably had you with a little Yankee cap and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Chambliss comes up in the bottom of the 9th inning and the game's tied.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What did he do?
He gets up the bat. He hit a two-run homer and he creamed it.
Yep, and then the Yankees won.
So you saw the game?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
We were all watching the game on television.
No, I think the other was like now looking down Malley, he hit a two-run homer.
Yep.
I think Malley he has more power in his bat when he gets up the bat because you don't see a guy like he gets up the bat and say, "Hey, I'm hit a two-run shot." Now look at Babe Ruth. He was a good hitter.
Can't look at him; he's dead.
Right? Yeah.
He had a turn-around over the wall.
Wow.
And Mel Allen says, and people says, "Holy cow! What a day for a ball game here."
Mel Allen, yeah. My dad used to tell me that Babe Ruth would come up and he would hit a pop fly ball that went so high up in the air that by the time it came down, they lost track of it and it would fall for a hit.
Oh Jesus!
I'm sure it never happened that way, but that's how he told me.
Well, I think when Roger Maris got up to bat, he hit a two-run shot over the wall.
Roger Maris, yeah.
And people said, "Holy cow!" What a day he hit.
You remember how Phil used to say, "Holy cow"? You've heard that, haven't you?
Rizzuto, Phil Rizzuto.
Yeah.
Wasn't he famous for?
Caster?
What did he play, Phil
He
Rizzuto?
played shortstop for the Yankees.
Oh, okay.
They called him the Scooter.
The Scooter. Like Tony Kovac used to play with the shortstop with him.
Yeah.
And Kovac hit a double play here, double play there. And they made like 2 outs in the 9th inning, and Whitey Sports said, "Hey, we're going to play this about 20 years."
Wow.
And Whitey Sports struck the guy out in 1 pitch. He threw a no-hitter at him.
Yep.
Well, baseball is such a complex game. I mean, I think I've never actually watched an entire game, so
I know.
I admire anyone who can understand all the ins and outs.
You're not saying that baseball is boring, are you?
I don't know.
Oh, I was going to say first.
No, it's beyond me. I think I don't understand all the rules and percentages.
It's a very subtle
stats
game.
And
it is a very subtle game.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff's going on.
Yeah, exactly. Who's on first?
Here's an example.
Okay.
Why, David?
Whenever the catcher catches the ball, the pitch from the pitcher, and he throws the ball back to the pitcher for the next pitch. If there's anybody on base for the other team, somebody, either the shortstop or the second baseman, will run, just pop in behind the pitcher, just in case the catcher throws it bad, so that he can't throw it into center field by accident. So it's just to be on the safe side.
Safe side.
And these baseball, a lot of it's standing around. There's a lot of the game involves just basically standing around and doing nothing.
Right.
So you got to do something when you're out in the field to prevent going to sleep. You can fall asleep out in the field because it can get pretty boring out there.
Pretty boring.
There's a song called Center Field. I'm sure there's.
The guy, the Creedence Clearwater Revival guy, John Fogerty.
Yeah.
So, remember that song about him playing center field?
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
And then when Yogi Berra came up to catch, he sees the guy on third base, and he tried to block the plate. He was trying to block the plate, but almost had him out by 150 yards.
Are you talking about when? Who was it in the World Series?
What?
I think it was Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
In the World Series, stole home against the Yankees. That's when you're on third base,
and he saw him coming.
And the pitch comes, and if the pitcher is kind of slow winding up, the guy on third base couldn't.
Looking over there.
Lead off, and then start down the line. And try to get there before the catcher catches the ball.
Yeah.
Or if the pitch is a little bit wide outside, then the catcher would have to catch the ball and come back to tag the runner. So that's called stealing home base.
What do you think makes legends in baseball? What does it take to become a legend?
I'll tell you something, Emily. It's like when you catch a ball from now look at George Grant. He used to be when Bobby Mercer had a 2-run homer one time ago. And he gets up to bat, and the bases are loaded. He had a 2-run shot, and he killed it, hunting like 20 feet.
Wow.
Well, except one thing, except that the bases are loaded.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a 2-run homer.
No, but he did it himself.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So the Yankees won the game like 5-4 in the 9th inning. But I think the Yankees, when Bucky Dent got up to bat, he switched bats with Nick the Nick.
He used another guy's bat?
Yeah, he used the person's bat, and he killed it over the monster at 100 feet.
Oh, that was against the Red Sox. They were tied.
Recently?
Yeah, like 30 years ago, something like that. Yes, it's sort of recent. Yeah, that was in 1978, I think.
78.
They were tied. The Yankees and the Red Sox were tied for first place at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So in order to decide who's going to go
to the World Series,
either to the World Series or to the playoffs, one or the other.
All right.
Because I think they had 2 separate divisions in each league.
Yep.
So to decide who was going to go on and who was going to go home, they had a 1-game playoff.
Yeah.
And Bucky Dent, who, I don't know, he must have had like 5 or 6 home runs in his entire career.
Yeah.
He had too many home runs.
Yeah.
He comes up late in the game, and the Yankees are losing 2-1, I think it was. They were losing by 1 run. And up comes Bucky Dent with a guy on base, and hits a home run over the Green Monster, which is the big wall in Fenway Park. And everybody's like, oh, wait a second, what's this?
This is here.
Yeah, Bucky Dent never hit home runs. Hits a home run.
And Bill White said, what's going on here? And he's going for like 4-2. And it's going like 4 runs that game.
Wow.
That's right, because Reggie Jackson hit a home run.
Yeah,
Remember Reggie Jackson? You heard of him, right?
Yes.
Reggie Jackson hit a home run later on in that game
to
give the Yankees a 2-run lead.
Yeah.
And then the Red Sox scored a run in the 9th inning. But the Yankees held on to win.
And when Great Nels get the ball, he caught it with his 2 hands and he caught the ball.
Yep.
And the Yankees won the playoffs.
Or the last out of the game, yeah.
He did.
Reggie Jackson.
Yeah. Yankees said, now look at Bill White and Phil Rizzuto.
Yeah.
They were good announcers.
They are good announcers. They were, yeah.
Howard Cosell.
Howard Cosell, yeah.
He didn't play baseball, did he? No. He was just a sportscaster.
Yeah, he was a sportscaster, and he gained a lot of his fame. Muhammad Ali, yep. He became close friends with Muhammad Ali back when the world was kind of against him because he was a Muslim.
Look at Keith Jackson. He used to do football games, college football, for many years.
Who is this?
Keith Jackson.
Oh, Keith Jackson, yeah.
And Tom Seaver used to play with the Mets for many long years.
Tom Seaver, yeah.
And I think Keith Jackson, he had a good voice, like for the Yankees.
Yep.
And now look at Joe Garagiola.
Joe Garagiola, yeah.
He was a great catcher.
Oh, he was a baseball player? What team?
The Cardinals?
Wow.
I think so, yeah, because
Tim McCarver.
Yeah. Yep, he was catcher for the Cardinals back before Tim McCarver.
Yeah.
And Ted Williams was like one of the great baseball players of all time.
Okay.
And here's a strategy thing in baseball, and they do it a lot now. But they used to do it. They used to hardly ever do it. They do it a lot now. Is if say you're a left-handed batter, and you always pull the ball. That means you're always going to hit it to the right side of the pitcher.
Like this.
Yeah.
They'll bring the shortstop, who usually plays over here.
Over here.
Yeah.
They'll bring him over on this side of second base. So you've got first base, second baseman, and the shortstop.
And third.
Where a guy like Ted Williams is most likely to hit the ball. So they're making it harder for him to get a hit. And they're leaving only the third baseman on this side of the infield.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If the guy at bat couldn't bunt, all he pretty much has to do is to be able to just tap the ball in that direction, and he's going to get on first base.
Yep. What's a bunt?
A bunt's where you slide your hand up the bat to soften the impact with the ball, and you just let the ball hit the bat and dribble out onto the infield.
Okay.
So, in the World Series, in one game, Joe Garagiola, who wasn't a great hitting catcher, he was all right. He was a decent hitter.
Yeah.
He had 4 hits in one World Series game.
And he struck out.
But the headline the next day was Ted Williams bunts, because he finally decided to bunt the ball to get onto first base.
Yeah.
Without having to.
And when I started doing like Kirk Gowdy used to do the Sportsman for many years ago. He thinks he likes the Yankees when Joe DiMaggio got up to bat.
Wow.
He goes up to bat, and DiMaggio goes up there and says, all right, I'm going to hit a home run over there, and he killed it, 150 yards.
Wow.
And when Yogi Bear caught, he went back to the Abbey like this, and he caught it like 100 feet. And I said, what's going on with these guys? They had to play ball right? And now look at Ralph Kiner. He used to play for the Pirates.
Yep, Ralph Kiner played for the Pirates, yep.
He did Carlos Corner for many long years.
Yeah, he was a Mets announcer for a long time.
Yep, and he did with Bob Murphy for many long years.
Yeah.
Him and Leslie Nelson. But I think he was a good hitter for the Pirates for many years.
Yeah.
And he used to say, all right, we'll be right back after this message from your local stations.
Wow.
And he said, how do you think the Yankees, they feel like the Yankees are going to go into the World Series?
Full disclosure, none of us were alive when any of this stuff was happening.
I was going to say.
Don't get ideas, folks. We're not there yet there.
I didn't start watching baseball until 1964, so I missed a lot of this stuff with Ralph Kiner. I heard about him, though.
You did?
My first World Series game. First game I ever watched was the Yankees and the Cardinals in the World Series. And the game where Mickey Mantle came up in the bottom of the ninth inning. And
shot it up.
1-1 game.
Yeah.
Came up in the bottom of the ninth inning.
He killed it.
And the Cardinals had a relief pitcher in named Barney Schultz.
And he killed it.
Who threw knuckleballs. A knuckleball, it's a misnomer.
Okay.
A knuckleball, they actually hold the ball on their fingertips. That's got nothing to do with the knuckles.
I got my knuckles.
They hold the ball on their fingertips and they toss it slowly toward home plate.
Wow.
And with the laces, without the rotation of the ball, it squirts out of the hand. Without the ball rotating, it's very prone to get affected by any little breeze that comes along. Yeah. So the ball sort of dances around a little bit. And because of that, even though it's thrown very slowly, it's very hard to hit.
Wow.
It's also hard to catch for the catcher.
Interesting.
So when you have a knuckleball pitcher throwing, you have a lot of, it's hard to hit them, but it's a lot of times the catcher can't catch the ball.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll have a third strike. The batter will miss the ball with his bat, and the catcher will miss the ball, and it'll go behind him, and the batter gets to run to first base.
Now, how did you learn so much about baseball, Tony? Did someone explain it to you just by watching?
I've been watching it for many years, Emily. I like the Yankees and I like the Giants. Now, I really like the Yankees when the Yankees came up one time ago. When Don Lawson struck out the first batter he faced in the World Series. He struck the guy out.
Wow.
The last of the ninth inning. And when David Getty got the pitch, he struck the guy out.
Oh, wait. Now, Dave Rigetti, no. They didn't play together with Don Larson. Come on. You know that.
No, actually,
Tony's very alliterative. He likes to he likes to mix time frames up in baseball. And I notice you do some cool stuff with talking about Babe Ruth hitting a 50-foot home run or something. Whereas, obviously 50 feet is like from here to there. That's not a home run. But
that's what I said to David.
He loves to talk about the baseball and he sort of mixes intentionally mixes stuff up.
I wouldn't know
so that it makes it even all the more cool to talk about baseball with Tony because of that.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, how did you feel when Derek Jeter retired? Why was everyone so upset about Derek Jeter?
Jeter had a good run. He had a good home run the last few years when he hit that home run. He's 3,000 hit.
Yep.
And he killed it over that
he
wall.
Broke a record.
That's right. His 3,000th hit was a home run. That's right. Yeah.
He did.
He tied with someone else. It was Derek Jeter and who was the other person? They always compared him to. Maybe it was
Maris.
He beat someone's record.
No, he didn't hit a lot of home runs, but he had a lot of hits.
Okay, but I thought they were comparing him. He broke someone's record for something, and I don't know if it was hits or
probably was the
runs.
First
guy.
He might have been the first player to get 3,000 hits with the Yankees.
Oh, okay.
Because a lot back in the day, before any of us were watching baseball,
right.
Players would play for one team their entire career.
Right. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
In more recent years, players switch around a little. There's more trading of players.
Yeah.
And there's also what's called free agency.
Yeah.
Which means?
That's a guy named Curt Flood was playing for the Cardinals, and he wanted to sign a better more money on his contract, and they wouldn't they would negotiate with him. So he sued the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Wow.
Claiming that what they did to baseball players was not exactly slavery, but making them only be able to play for the one team was unfair.
Yeah.
And he won.
Wow.
And so because of that, he was able to sign with a different team.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think it was like the Washington Senators, something like that. He signed with another team, and that opened the floodgates to free agency.
Yeah.
So now baseball players can go to, after the contract runs with their team runs out, they can go to another team. They can sign with whoever they want to.
Oh, wow.
Because they're not bound by, they're not owned by their team anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
sounds like Hollywood, like back in the day, you could only work for a certain
very good analogy.
Studio.
Absolutely, very good analogy.
Yeah.
It used to be that
MGM studio.
Actors could only work for the one studio.
Right.
And if another studio wanted them in a movie that they were making, they had to get permission.
Exactly.
And probably pay not the actor, but probably had to pay the studio.
Right.
To get to use them in a different film with a different studio.
How about Robert Redford when he played for the Yankees?
That's a great
The movie. What movie did he play? The Natural.
That's
he was in a baseball
when he got up the bat in that game, he smacked it over the wall.
Yeah, I'm sure. I've never seen that movie, but I'm sure if I watched it would be all about baseball.
Look at Bob Hope. He was.
It's interesting. It's a good movie for a non-baseball.
Good.
Watching person. So it's
now look at Bob Hope. He was the umpire for many years. I Love Lucy many years.
Bob Hope was the umpire, and I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Keep going. You got our interest. Go ahead.
When he was the umpire, he said, "Hey, there's a guy safe on third base. You're safe."
Oh.
He called every play out in the game. There's an umpire over here. He started screaming.
Right.
And he gets it with now look at Bob Lemon. He was the manager of the Yankees for many years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
And Billy Martin starts fights with Reggie for many years.
Oh my God! Yeah, they had a famous fight in the dugout, and then and Billy Martin ended up getting fired.
They were throwing punches. They were fighting each other in there. They throwing bats at each other's face.
They were going crazy.
I know they were.
And then Reggie Jackson said something afterwards about him. He talked about Billy Martin and the owner George Steinbrenner.
Yeah.
He said one's a liar. That was referring to Billy Martin. And the other's convicted. Because George Steinbrenner was convicted when he owned the Cleveland Indians. He was convicted of giving illegal campaign contributions to Richard Nixon from he owned a shipbuilding company. I'm not a...
Oh my God.
I am the...
Steinbrenner, they used to talk about him on Seinfeld all the time.
Absolutely,
Did he own the Yankees back?
Yep, and George supposedly worked for the Yankees.
Billy Crystal.
Yeah,
he loved the Yankees so much in his life. But I think Billy Crystal was a good Yankee fan for many long years.
Oh, I'm sure.
He was a Yankee fan.
It was like 1,000 fans. But I remember one time when who was it? Brian McCann he had a two-run homer in the ninth inning.
Oh, that's a recent game. Yeah, that's recent
and he
history.
creamed it.
Yep.
And now look at Alex Rodriguez. He had a 3,000 hit.
Yep.
And he had 3 home runs.
A-Rod, is that A-Rod?
That's A-Rod. Yeah, Alex Rodriguez.
He had 3,000. He had 3 home runs last week.
Yep.
And the Yankees won 8-5, and they won Sunday 7-2.
Yep.
So I think he's a good hitter. The Yankees had a good season.
This is the guy that got suspended for an entire year.
I was going to say because of drugs or something.
He was well, you know,
blood doping or
he never failed a drug test. Here's the odd thing about it.
They doped his blood with oxygen.
He never does.
What did he?
Oh, that's what what's his name did, the bicycler.
Oh yes.
What's that guy's name?
Oh my God,
Lance Armstrong. Yeah.
Testicular.
But but Rodriguez.
Yeah.
I don't know. He made somebody unhappy when he testified about his alleged drug use, but he never failed a drug test. So it's it's kind of odd that he would be punished for something without any evidence that he ever did it.
I know.
He never did.
So he missed the entire year.
He never did. He never did, David. When you see people do not take drugs, when he got up to bat in that game. The Yankees have a good team, but when he hit that home run, 3 home runs that night, I said, "What?" He said, one over there, one over on that side of the field, and he killed it.
Yeah, 3 home runs, and the guy he turns 40 in a couple of games, a couple of days.
Yeah.
A-Rod?
Yeah.
That's like my age.
Yeah, he's older than you by a little bit.
I think
so he
his career's like over, I guess.
No, but see, he missed all last year because he got suspended.
Oh, but 40's old in baseball.
It's relatively old.
No, just in general. Like my brother's neighbor is like 21, and he just got signed by the Red Sox.
He did?
And
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Matt Barnes, and I guess they start young. If you're a pitcher, I guess.
And there was Sean Fesh who played a while for the Braves. For the Braves. And he got into a couple of games in the major leagues, which is
he did.
Which is pretty good. I mean, just to be able to get into major league sports at all is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Even if you only playing a couple of games, at least you could say you were there.
Right, exactly.
You were there just like money does. I tell you something funny.
Oh, I'm talking about these sports players.
Yeah.
I mean, they get paid so much money, but
they do.
But you're talking about free agents and working for a team for your whole life.
Yeah.
My stepfather used to collect sports cards.
Yeah. Baseball cards?
Yeah, or even baseball or football. And he said these players, they would play, they would have other careers.
Yeah.
And the back information it said, like, during the day he's I don't know, lawyer, accountant, and it's like this sports was a part-time job.
Yeah, they got paid very well. They got paid
and now they get paid gazillions of dollars.
Yeah, it was like
back then
thousands.
It was
thousands of dollars. Yeah, it was thousands of dollars. Not
back
a lot of money.
In the 40s or I don't know, 50s maybe.
60s.
But it's just crazy.
I know. Now look at us and Howard.
Up until Joe Namath, maybe Joe Namath was the big
for the Jets.
First
he
celebrity.
He got paid a lot of money.
Don't you think he was the first? So who was a celebrity? You think football player, baseball player? Who would you think?
But I'll tell you something.
Did the endorsements.
I would say Joe Namath would be a really good example because and he was kind of flashy. He wore the fur coat and
he was on the Brady Bunch.
Oh yeah, I remember the Brady Bunch.
He did the Ben Gay commercial.
What was that guy's name?
Joe Namath.
Joe Namath. But
Joe Willie Namath.
Joe Namath.
I remember
Joe
with
Joe.
No, look at Austin Howard.
Montana.
Joe Montana, yeah.
Joe Montana.
Now look at Lawrence Taylor. Hell, man, he was a good football player for the Giants.
Yeah.
For many long years.
Yeah.
But he tackled every quarterback he sacked.
Yeah.
And he was big.
Monday Night Football with Howard Cosell,
Frank Gifford.
broadcasting.
Right.
It's the Giants, New York, the football Giants, against the Washington Redskins.
Yeah.
And Joe Theismann is the quarterback for Washington, and Lawrence Taylor comes in from the linebacker spot,
bang,
and so accidentally he gets blocked and he falls into to Joe Theismann.
Yeah.
He falls into Joe Theismann, and all of a sudden Taylor's up calling to the bench. And you could actually hear on camera, because he fell into Joe Theismann's leg, and you could hear the bone break on camera. You could hear the bone break.
Ouch!
So,
whose leg was this?
The quarterback.
Oh,
Joe Theismann. And Lawrence Taylor got blocked. He came in to tackle him, and he got blocked, and he just sort of fell into him in an awkward way, just caught Joe Theismann's leg just the wrong way, and fell and rolled over it. And Taylor jumped right up and he was calling to the Washington bench to come in, and because he knew the guy was hurt.
Oh my God!
And they had to carry him off, and he had
surgery.
Is that why they named the reward after him? The trophy, the Theismann Trophy.
No, see, now we're going into football. That's the Heisman Trophy.
You're talking about baseball, or who broke their thigh?
Yeah,
baseball or football? Oh, okay.
Football has the Heisman Trophy.
Oh, okay.
And a guy by the name, when he played for Notre Dame, a guy by the name of Joe Theismann won the Heisman Trophy because he was for the best player that year.
That's right.
In football.
So the guy who broke his thigh, was he the one the reward was?
No, it was Joe Legsmann that broke his thigh.
Oh, God.
It was Joe Theismann that broke his leg.
That's funny. Now look at Austin Howard. He was a good manager for the Yankees for many years ago.
Austin Howard, yeah.
And they always start fights. These guys. I'll tell you something. Now look at Bob Shepard. Bob Shepard. He was a good announcer for many years.
He was an announcer. Okay, now you're getting into some areas that I'm not. So you got to explain some stuff to me as you go along. I'll ask you questions. Go ahead.
Now Bob Shepard was a good man when he announced the team.
Who was this?
Bob Shepard.
Bob Shepard, okay.
He used to do it in the booth there.
Wow.
And he called like Derek Jeter up the bat.
Wow.
And he called up one of the, what was the other guy's name? He called up